So let's just jump right into it. Picture this: a massive, unexpected global crisis hits a country, rattling its markets to the core. Now, at that exact same time, imagine that same country is right in the middle of pushing forward some of its biggest, most ambitious projects ever. Well, that's not a hypothetical. That's the incredible story of India in March 2026.
You know, this quote really nails it. It's this story of two powerful forces hitting at the same time: a sudden, dangerous storm, and a deep, deliberate transformation. So how on earth does a nation juggle both?
Okay, so the whole thing kicked off in late February. The assassination of Iran's supreme leader sparked a conflict that shut down one of the world's most vital energy arteries, the Strait of Hormuz. For a country like India, which relies so heavily on that region for oil, the shockwave was immediate, and it was severe.
And here's what that shock looks like when you put a number on it. On March 27th, the BSC Sensex just plummeted, a drop of over 2.25% in a single day. I mean, that's got as clear a signal of investor panic as you can get.
And it wasn't just the stock market. At the same time, the currency markets got hammered. The Indian rupee fell to an all-time record low against the US dollar. This makes everything you import, especially that critical oil, way more expensive. So what's the real-world impact of all this? Well, it's staggering. This isn't just about abstract numbers on a screen. In just 1 day of trading, 9 lakh crore rupees of investor wealth just vanished. Poof, gone. This slide kind of pulls that whole financial nightmare together. You can see the Sensex and Nifty taking a nosedive and the rupee hitting rock bottom. It's a brutal, instantaneous snapshot of how a conflict thousands of miles away sent economic shockwaves right into the heart of India. So how do you even begin to respond to a crisis of this magnitude? Well, the Indian government moved fast. They didn't waste any time, convening a high-level meeting between the Prime Minister and all the state chief ministers to forge a unified national response. The playbook was pretty clear, invoking that Team India approach we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic. The priorities were straightforward and urgent. First, do whatever it takes to keep the economy stable. Second, secure energy supplies at all costs. Third, make sure essential goods keep flowing. And critically, crack down hard on anyone trying to hoard supplies or price gouge. Look, managing the immediate chaos is one thing, but a shock like this, it forces you to ask a much bigger, much tougher question. How do you build real long-term security in a world that's clearly getting more dangerous? The government's answer to that came just as fast.
The response wasn't just economic, it was deeply strategic. A massive defense deal was unveiled, a clear signal that India was betting big on its ability to protect itself and its own interests in a world that suddenly felt a whole lot less predictable.
And the scale of this bet, it's absolutely staggering. We're talking about a $25 billion defense deal with Russia. This is way more than just a shopping trip for new equipment. This is a major statement about military modernization and strategic independence.
So what's on the shopping list? It's a comprehensive upgrade. Those S-400 systems are the crown jewel here. They create this powerful air defense shield to protect vital national assets, like energy infrastructure, from long-range threats. You've also got strike drones, advanced munition, the whole shebang. It's about building a modern, layered defense. But here's the thing. True, lasting resilience isn't just built with weapons. At the exact same time all of this was happening, India was pushing ahead with an ambitious plan to strengthen its economic foundations from the inside out, making it tougher against future global shocks. Let me introduce you to the BHAVYA scheme. The core idea is brilliantly simple. They call them plug-and-play industrial parks. So instead of a company spending years buying land and wrestling with approvals, the government provides these parks where the land's already approved, the infrastructure's built, and all the clearances are fast-tracked. It basically slashes the time it takes from going from "I have an idea" to "we're open for business." And we're not talking about a small pilot program here. The ambition is huge. The plan is to develop 100 of these plug-and-play industrial parks across the entire country. And they're putting their money where their mouth is. The government's backing this with an outlay of over 33,000 crore rupees. This is a massive, coordinated push to supercharge the Make in India initiative. So what does this all mean for everyday people? Jobs. A lot of them. The scheme is projected to create 1.5 million, that's 15 lakh, direct jobs, which will be a fundamental boost to local economies all over the nation. But this domestic push for strength goes way beyond just factories.
It's also about critical infrastructure and basic human welfare, building resilience from the ground up in every single village and city.
Take air travel, for instance. On March 28th, the brand new Noida International Airport was inaugurated. Now, it kicks off with a capacity for 12 million passengers a year. But here's the thing. It's built to eventually scale up to 70 million. And it's not just a runway. It's a true multimodal hub connecting roads, rail, and metro, and it even includes a major aircraft maintenance facility.
Now let's switch to something even more fundamental: water. The progress of the Jal Jeevan Mission has been nothing short of incredible. Just look at this chart. By March 2026, over 81% of rural homes had a tap water connection. That is a massive leap from where things were in 2019. And the work isn't done.
So the next phase, JJM 2.0, is all about making sure this progress sticks for the long haul. It's introducing something called Sujalam Bharat, which is basically a national digital system to map the entire water supply chain from the source all the way to the tap in every single village. It's a huge shift from just building the hardware to actually guaranteeing reliable, accountable service.
So we've seen the crisis response, and we've seen the push to build physical strength at home. But the final piece of this resilience story is about looking to the future through science and pure innovation.
Check this out. Indian scientists have developed these incredible new materials. They're called coordination polymers, which sounds complicated, but here's all you need to know. They are total game changers. They're great for storing energy, and they're super efficient at producing green hydrogen. And, best of all, you can make them easily at room temperature, which means producing them on a massive scale is actually realistic.
Okay, so just how efficient are we talking? Think of it like this. To produce green hydrogen, you have to put energy in. The less energy you need to put in, the cheaper and better the whole process is. And as you can see here, one of these new materials requires remarkably little energy to get the job done. This isn't just a small step. This breakthrough could be the key to making affordable green hydrogen a global reality, putting India at the forefront of clean energy tech.
And this really brings us to the final thought here. As we watch India navigate this perfect storm of crisis and ambition, it makes you wonder, right? In such a turbulent world, what is the true source of a nation's strength? Is it just the shields and the steel, the factories and the airports? Or is the ultimate, most durable resilience actually being born in the quiet breakthroughs of a science lab?